projects in Morocco. Well, Doha officials believe this will create jobs for local Moroccans and boost the North African country's agricultural exports. Well, in return, Qatar is set to become one of Morocco's chief trading partners in the sector. But could Qatar's move to try and boost its own food security now jeopardize Morocco's? Our correspondents went to find out.
A promising harvest. Good news for Morocco, a country with a vast appetite. The Moroccan kingdom spends billions every year on importing most of its essential grains. However, in terms of agriculture, yields remain stubbornly low. An average 15 quintals of wheat are harvested per hectare, around 8 times less than in Europe. That means Morocco has reached out to foreign investors to increase productivity.
This belongs to the Qataris who bought about 1,000 hectares from the Safri Wheat Group. In 2010, they wanted to use the land to produce wheat, but they haven't done anything until now.
Things could soon change. A few weeks ago, Doha officials announced they wanted to invest in agricultural projects that could create jobs here, but only on the condition that Morocco helps with production. An offer of cash for crops that alarms some economists.
How is it that a country already in a permanent state of food insecurity can afford to grow produce that is already being imported? There's something of a paradox there that raises many issues. We are not in a country with a great deal of arable land. So land is the leading constraint.
Morocco only has 9 million hectares of farmable land, broken into narrow and fragmented plots. Like many others, this farmer rents his land and doesn't own it, a situation that poses a number of financial problems.
If I stop producing food tomorrow, my children will not be able to reap the rewards of my efforts. That's a big problem. And I can't invest much because I'm not protected. There are no laws to protect me.
Only 10% of the agricultural land in Morocco has been licensed for farming. For a wealthy state like Qatar, however, access to funding for land isn't a problem. Here, like elsewhere, the Emirate's been investing heavily in agriculture to ensure its own food security.
I'm not saying that food should not also be produced for export, but it's a question of priorities. What should come first? In a country like Morocco, I would say first we need to produce enough to feed ourselves.
Agriculture employs over 40% of the active population in Morocco, so is an important sector, one that still largely determines the country's growth.
Well, it's time now for a look at sports, and we start with the latest multi-million-euro